Hello everyone. Today I'm going to make an ombre soap. I'm going to try. I have not made these before and I really want one. What I'm going to do is I don't want any real lines, so I'm going to try to gradually change the color as we go up. I'm just going to pour a small layer. I'm using my tall and skinny mold from Brambleberry, but I'm going to compare it just for you real quick with the jet mold. It's not nearly as tall and it is a little longer, so we'll see. Hopefully, oh, I'm sorry, it went out of focus. I don't know why. There it goes. Hopefully the bars will still be a nice size when they're done and will still give me the height that I like. Anyway, let's get started. So to prepare, I've already melted all my soap and put all the fragrances and ingredients in it. You want to make sure, no matter what you do, that you have fragrance in both sides of your base. So I have clear with some blue in it. I'm just going to pour a little at the bottom. See how exact I am? I'm just pouring a little. Not very exact at all, just kind of winging it. But I really wanted a really strong blue base. And then I have some white, and I'm just going to pour a little bit in here. Not much, because like I said, I just want a gradual decrease in color, gradual change in color. There we go. Uh-oh. Once this gets a thin layer on it, I'll pour some more, but not until then, because if I pour it right now, all they're going to do is blend. Let's see. This is how we test if it's ready. See, that just went right in there. It's not staying on top at all. So we're going to wait a little bit more, and then we'll pour the next layer. Hi, welcome back. So my camera battery died and I needed to get it charged. It went from being full to being empty in just a few minutes. So I don't know how much time we have. Let's get to it. So if you can see what shade we're at now, if you remember where we started, looks like it's got a nice, you can kind of do this and you can kind of see the layer. I don't know if I have enough soap. I might have to melt some more and start over. This mold, I was told, takes 40 ounces. I melted 40 ounces and looks like it might be short. But anyway, so this is what I'm doing. And this is the easiest way I have found to do this. I started out with 2 big heaping teaspoons, or not teaspoons, I'm sorry, spoonfuls of Key West blue from Mad Oils. It's a very beautiful blue. This is my spoon I use. So what I'm doing is I'm just adding a little bit of white to the blue base. So this is going to be the next layer. And I'm just going to spray here. You always want to spray rubbing alcohol just to make sure it fits, or it adheres to the layer before it. I've had to reheat my base a few times because it's getting gloppy waiting for these tops, and I really don't want it to blend. I just want it to be on top. Oh. This is what I do to break the fall sometimes so it's not as heavy falling down. Look at that, I'm almost out of base already. Just on this, oops, look at that, it blended. It broke through the layer up there. Oh, dang it. So I'm going to keep doing this until I get to the top. I just really, really wanted you guys to see the process. Looks like I have enough for one more layer and then I'm going to have to start over, so might as well get that going. And we'll be right back. Okay, welcome back again for I don't know, the fourth time. This really takes a long time. I think it's like 10 or 15 minutes between layers. I've had to reheat my base several times. It takes a while. And I don't even know how it's going to look when it's done. This is a huge risk to take. Anyway, here it is. I'm going to, first you have to spray RA. You really do have to make sure, because you want your layers to adhere. Even though there is a kind of a firm layer on this, you can see it's not quite too firm. It should still stick without it, but you don't want it. You don't want to take that chance with your soap. You always want to make sure that you do the best you can to get the layers to adhere. Now, the one thing I don't like about this mold is that it is not as tall as the other mold. I was really looking forward to having a mold the same size as my other one, so I could make my line more compatible, more cohesive. That's a good word to think of it, so that I was able to look more streamlined, I guess. I wanted my people to be able to see soaps and not be confused by all the different sizes. But I do like my bar molds, and I do like the other one, so I think I'm going to have a little bit of each, not in the same sense, probably different fragrances, and just organize them a little different. Have the bar ones in one place and the loaf ones in another place, and I have a few other ideas for my lines, but I'm gonna have to put it all together and look at it when it's all done. Anyway, always spray the top with RA to get out any bubbles that might be there. As you can see, I've been spraying liberally because it's all over the edges and around. And I'm going to pour the rest of this in the bar mold, and then I will be back in a couple of hours to cut this. When you do this kind of thing and you're waiting for each layer to harden, it really does not take very long for your loaf to be ready, because you've waited already a lot of time for the other layers to harden. So all of the layers are kind of hard. They're not 100% hard, but they're getting hard. So it should only take a couple of hours before I can unmold this and show you. I also did want to point out too, there's very little bowing. If you can kind of see when I move it in, it just very little bowing, which is awesome. That's something you look forward to in a mold. But I'll be honest with you, even the jet mold has this little tiny bit of bowing. So, this little bit of bowing is pretty natural, and you're going to find it in pretty much every loaf, every size loaf. Anyway, I'll be back in a couple hours. Alright guys, so we're back. I think it's ready to unmold. We'll see. I just wanted to show you guys how to do this. First you got to pull away the sides. Oh my gosh, look how beautiful that is. So you got to pull away the sides, because the soap creates a suction. You're not going to be able to get it out without doing that. So there you go, I got all my sides out. So now you just turn it over and you push from the bottom. And it should, there we go, broke that seal. Can you see the difference? See how this is really blue and this is light? It's because that's where the seal's broken now. So now you gotta do it to the other side. Gotta break the seal. There it goes. Now, it should come out. It's not, but it should come out pretty easy. This is a lot easier to get out than the other mold, that's for sure. Wow, look at how gorgeous that is. And uh-oh, look, it wasn't ready to come out, so look at the bottom of my soap. Oops. Oh, but look at how beautiful that is. Uh-oh, I can tell it's still a little soft on the inside. Turned out gorgeous, didn't it? So, I want to see what the inside looks like. So I am going to cut off just a little bit. I know it's not quite ready, but I want to measure it first, or weigh it first, because I want to know exactly how many oils fit into that mold. And my scale is a little soapy, so don't mind it. Okay, so 3 pounds, let's see, 3 pounds, 9 3/4 ounces. So 3 pounds, 10 ounces, or actually I kind of filled this, so probably more like 3 pounds, 9.5 ounces. So that's actually a lot of soap. I didn't think it was going to have that much. And you can tell there's like a little line right here where it didn't get it sealed enough already maybe. Anyway, let's cut this just one slice off. Maybe do the math, and then I'll see how much one of these weighs, and it'll give me an idea how much. Man, I do not like this at all. Okay, well, this is what happens when you pull out your loaf too early. If you can tell, it's got a little bit of a bowing. And that's because I cut it, or I pulled it out of the mold earlier than what normally I would have. It's called impatience. Yes, and patience is not a friend of mine, even though I enjoy it. So here's the little bits around the table that sat on it. I'll just come right off. Okay, so I want my bars to be about 4 ounces, but what I do, I cut the end just a little. Oh, look at that. This is the layer I messed up. So what happens when you're impatient? So these layers are also a little thicker than what I liked. I should have poured these ones a little thicker, and those ones a little less. But I think too, this is where I had to match it, and I think it just isn't as different as I thought it was. So my cutting sucks. I'm going to try a different way because that was uneven. Just that. Okay, so this is my cutter, and it doesn't help too much because the bars slide a lot, but it'll help me enough that my bar won't be so dang even and I won't ruin a bunch of bars of soap. So I'm going to try to cut these at 1 inch, and we'll see what it looks like. So I really have to put pressure on both ends. That is really thick. Let's see. Woo! That is 5 inches. So these bars you cannot cut at 1 inch because that is really big bar. So probably more like 3/4 of an inch. And I usually just wing it. But anyway, this is what it looks like. That's pretty cool. I do remember pouring that a little too soon, and I saw it mixed in. But there wasn't much I could do at that point. But next time I'll make sure my deep blue base is a little bit bigger. I wanted all the layers to look like this, and I'm not sure what happened, but up here they kind of look like they're the exact same, even though I can tell there's a line where, like right here, you can't really tell on the video probably, where it's a different color, and then this one I poured is all the same color. So it's a little thicker, and I should have made it a little lighter. But anyway, there it is. It's pretty cool, I think. And thanks for watching, and see you next time. Thanks.